Global alert. Iran threatens to block two of the world's main straits. Have you ever imagined what would happen if, overnight, more than 30% of the world's oil suddenly stopped flowing? Could the world handle a shock like that? So make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications, because what you're about to understand is one of the most dangerous situations in today's geopolitics, and that's not an exaggeration. Iran has escalated the crisis by threatening not only the well-known Strait of Hormuz, but also a second strategic point, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. And this is where the real problem begins. The Strait of Hormuz is already considered the most sensitive point on the planet when it comes to oil. About 20% of all global oil passes through it. Now imagine adding Bab el-Mandeb to that, where another 6 to 7 million barrels per day flow, connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden and consequently to the Suez Canal. Together, these 2 points can represent more than 30% of global oil flow. And if both of these choke points are affected at the same time, the impact could be devastating. And we're not just talking about fuel, we're talking about transportation, food, electricity, global inflation, everything. Bab el-Mandeb is located in a strategic region near the Horn of Africa, involving countries like Eritrea and especially Yemen. And this is exactly where Iran's strategy comes into play. You might be wondering, but Iran isn't even located there. How could it control that strait? The answer lies in indirect influence. Iran has strong ties with the Houthis, a group operating in Yemen that has already demonstrated real capability to attack ships, bases, and strategic routes. This means that even without a direct presence, Iran can pressure and destabilize this region entirely. And that changes everything. Because the threat is not just to block, it's to make navigation unsafe. And the moment ships begin to avoid the route, the market reaction is immediate. Iran's message is clear. If there is an invasion by the United States and Israel, they will not just defend themselves, they will expand the conflict. And that includes targeting points that affect the entire world. At the same time, Iran is reinforcing its defenses in strategic locations such as Karg Island, which is essential for its oil exports. In other words, it is preparing both to attack and to withstand pressure. The result? An extremely high-risk scenario for the global economy. Countries like Japan, South Korea, and India depend directly on these routes for energy supply. Europe also depends on the flow passing through the Suez Canal. If these routes are compromised, the impact on prices will be immediate. And when oil prices rise, everything rises. Inflation, transportation costs, food prices, and that hits your pocket directly. The big question now is this just a strategic threat or a real step toward an unprecedented global energy crisis? Because if both of these choke points are affected at the same time, we're not just talking about war, we're talking about a global economic shock. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Iran really has the capability to disrupt both of these choke points at the same time, or is this just a pressure strategy? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep following everything happening in this situation that could change the world at any moment.